One of the biggest television shows in the 90s was Friends, and people got seriously emotionally involved with the couples on the show. Monica and Chandler were one of the funniest and sweetest couples ever, and people have been debating Ross and Rachel for years. Even now, almost 20 years after the show has ended, people still debate if they were actually on a break. Should they have ended up together? But even more speculation went into the real-life relationships of the actors. This is the IRL romance of Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer. Before we get started, please remember to hit the like button if you enjoy this video and subscribe to our channel. When you turn on the notifications, then you'll never miss a thing. How did they meet? They met when all of the cast members got brought together to do the show. They all quickly became good friends in real life too. They became such a close-knit group right from the start because they were all going through the exact same things. They all started out as relatively unknown actors who became insanely famous almost overnight. Right after the first season, the show blew up. They were known all over the world and their entire lives had changed. No one could really understand what they were going through besides the rest of the cast. So it made sense that the experience would bond them all together forever and that they would become really close. The chemistry on screen between all 6 of the friends was incredible. That was what made Friends the really special show that it was. But the chemistry between David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston was completely unique and off the charts. Ross and Rachel. The chemistry between Jen and David made the on-screen relationship pretty great and people got invested. Right from the start of the show, the question on everyone's minds was when Ross and Rachel would finally admit their feelings and get together. And the moment that they did was pretty special. But then they just had to go and mess things up, and we all know what happened while they were on a break. If they were on a break, I guess. And again, people had a lot of thoughts on that. And even now, you would get many different opinions when you ask people. Then when they finally did get together, there were many mixed opinions about that too. The relationship between them was interesting. They could both be seriously aggravating and both made some seriously bad choices, so people had mixed feelings. But what everyone really wanted to know is if Ross and Rachel, aka Jennifer and David, ever really hooked up in real life. And finally, after all the waiting and wondering, during the Friends reunion, they gave us the answers that we all wanted to know. So did they ever actually date? The 6 main cast members of the Friends cast were all good-looking, nice people that spent all of their time together. So it seemed like it was pretty impossible that none of them ever became romantically involved. During the reunion, James Corden took the opportunity to ask the question, and surprisingly, the cast decided to be completely honest. Jennifer Aniston threw the question to David Schwimmer, and he admitted that he used to have a massive crush on Jennifer, who then admitted that the feelings were mutual. But they then added that it was like ships in the night. At different times, each of them were dating different people. So neither of them would ever cross that line while they were involved with someone else, or at least I think they wouldn't. Matt LeBlanc did jokingly imply that that was complete BS, but with the reaction of the cast, I am pretty sure he wasn't serious at all. Cuddles on the couch. They did, however, say that they grew ever closer and that sometimes the friendship lines got a little bit blurry. Like when they were filming or between takes, they would lay on the couches on set and cuddle together and fall asleep. They never went overboard, but their relationship did go a little bit further than a normal friendship. The chemistry between them was obvious. Their first kiss. Aniston went on to say that she used to joke that it would seriously be a bummer if their first kiss would be on national television, implying that they did at least talk about having a relationship or kissing each other, but it was not meant to be. So their first kiss did in fact end up being on TV. At the same time that we were all excited about Ross and Rachel finally confessing their feelings for each other and having their first kiss, in real life David and Jennifer had theirs too. It is sweet but a little bit sad at the same time. If the timing was just right, history could have been completely different. But like Courtney Cox said at the reunion, the fact that they never got together might have made the show even better. They all joked that neither of them was that great an actor, so the tension between them that was channeled into their characters made their first kiss even better. They put all of their emotions into their fictional characters, and it just might be the reason that their characters' relationship was so compelling. Besides, like Courtney also pointed out, if they did go for it and things didn't work out, then they could have destroyed the entire show. So it might just have been the best thing for Friends fans everywhere. Did they hide it from the rest of the cast? They might have thought that they did, but apparently hiding their feelings from the other friends wasn't entirely successful. When they were talking about it and saying how they didn't know how no one noticed, the rest of the cast had to burst their bubbles. Apparently it was the worst kept secret of the show, and pretty much everyone on the set already knew about it. After the reunion, even the creators of Friends spoke out about the amazing chemistry that they saw on screen between David and Jennifer. They said that it was pretty obvious on set that the chemistry couldn't just be fake. It couldn't just be acting. They were so good together that Kevin Bright, the executive producer and director, has now said that they all thought there was something happening between them in real life. But they decided to make a point of never asking either of the actors about their personal relationship. They decided that it might just make Ross and Rachel more relatable, and they never changed the plot of the show because of it. The creators might have decided that it was better to not ask questions, because reportedly there was a rule against any of the cast members dating. So it could have created a sticky situation for everyone if a relationship did come to light, but as we now know, it didn't actually become a thing. Who was Jennifer Aniston dating at that time? Just who were the people that they were dating at the time? Well, for Jennifer, it seems like there were about 4 people during her time on Friends. She dated Daniel McDonald, a fellow actor, around the time that Friends started, and Jen was about 25. She later said of the relationship that Daniel could have been the one, but that she was pretty stupid and pretty young, so things didn't work out. Later, there was speculation that she was in a relationship with the frontman of the Counting Crows, Adam Duritz, but no one really ever confirmed it, and it seems like it wasn't something that lasted very long. Then she went on to date Tate Donovan, and they were together for 2.5 years. But after they ended things, Tate had a recurring role on Friends as Rachel's love interest. And then came the most publicized relationship that Jennifer would ever have. She began dating Brad Pitt in 1998, and the two got married in 2000. Obviously, we all know how that one ended up, but before they got divorced, Brad also appeared in Friends. It seems like she was never single at the same time David was single. There was just never a moment where they were both on the same page. Who is David Schwimmer dating then? He also seems to have had around 4 relationships during his time on Friends. In the early years of Friends, he was dating Natalie Imbruglia. She is an actress and singer and most well known for her hit song Torn. They eventually broke up, but not too long after he went on to have a very serious relationship. He started dating Mili Avital, an actress most known for her role in Stargate, and the two dated for a few years and they became pretty serious. They even got engaged in 2001. But it sadly didn't last, and the couple broke up 8 months after getting engaged. Then in 2002, he started dating a Spanish actress called Carla Alapont, and the two dated for 15 months before they went their separate ways. And then finally, he went on to date Tina Barrett, who is most known as one of the members of the S Club 7 and later their spin-off group S Club 3. The two were pretty public with their relationship and were seen together many times and in many different situations, spending time in David's homes in America and also in Spain. That would be the last relationship he had during his time on Friends. Then the show ended and the cast all went their different ways. They have stayed real-life friends at least, and they have all said that they keep in touch and that they will always be there for each other. But they didn't see each other all that regularly, and they have only been together a few times since the show ended. What about now? The reports from their union have set fans' imaginations running rampant. Will there ever be a second chance for Jennifer and David? David divorced his wife in 2017 and is reportedly single at the moment, so could this be the moment? What about Jennifer? She has reportedly been single ever since her relationship with Justin Theroux came to an end in 2017. There are reports about a mystery man, but nothing has been confirmed and no one knows who he is. So is this finally the moment when David and Jennifer could get together? Are they lobsters? We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching.